Oh, I am live, but one of my cameras isn't working. Froze up. That's weird. Okay, we are live. Had some technical difficulties there. So I'm going to be playing basically this is the solitaire version of War. Like people consider War like the, an absolutely brainless sort of easy game to play. This is the solitaire version of this. High-low solitaire. And I know there's like a billion high-low games, two-player high-low games, one-player high-low games. It's I think there was even a Card Sharks, the old TV show, had that you play high-low on it. But so there's a million variations. This is just how I play it, or I used to when I was a little kid, just for like a solitaire thing. And I am playing with my fancy deck. Now, in my first stream, I used these, and these are an old-style deck, which means they don't have aces; they have ones. And even though I did know that early games had, or early decks of cards had ones, I was going through the whole thing going, there's no aces, there's no aces. And of course people corrected me, but I'm not going to ignore these cards, I'm going to use them. And I still stand by the fact that the kings and the jacks look exactly alike. Okay, so I don't believe this, you don't use jokers. I'm pretty sure this doesn't have jokers, it's an old-fashioned, yeah. So, for high-low solitaire, of course I shuffle the deck. And again, you can kind of spread it out however you want. This is a very simple game. Put 3 up. Ooh, they're going to go out. Yeah, I need to work on a... I keep saying it, but I am going to get... I'll just play 2 at a time then. I am going to get a taller, whatever these things are, cam holder. Then I put down 3 that I don't flip over. Again, it's high-low. So to start with the top one here, I have a 7. So I'll guess this next card will be lower. And it is not, it's a queen. So that means I lose all these cards. You're trying to get at the end you want to have the most cards. Okay, 4, so I'll say the next card is higher. I'll say the next card is lower. Shoot. So that's the pile of me losing, and when I win I'll put it to this side. Whoops, whoa, didn't mean to put that over. Okay, so with the 3, obviously, well, not obviously, but I'll say higher. 5, I'll say higher. I'll say lower. Woohoo, okay. So that means I win those. So king, I'll say lower. 6, I'll say higher. 7, I'll say lower. Hoo-hoo. And an ace would be a 1. So actually, I guess I was kind of giving this deck guff, but I guess for my little high-low solitaire game, it would work nice, because, or games when a lot of times ace will be a 1, so it kind of works good for that. Man, I keep doing that. It's funny how just having a camera on you messes you up, even though literally no one's watching. See, those are always tricky when you get a middle card. I'll say lower. Whoops. These cards curse me. Okay. So that is lower. Jeez Louise, embarrassing. Okay, so I'll say lower again. Shoo, a higher. Bam. And again, this is what I'm talking about. I mean, I guess at first glance looks like a jack, which I'm treating it like a jack, but I mean, the kings look just like it. It's really crazy. So I'll say lower, higher, lower. Bam. And as you can see, I mean, a simple card game. I mean, pretty much, like I said, the sort of the war version of a solitaire game. And you could even just put 2 cards out at a time and make it longer, but even simpler. 10, so I'll say lower. 2, so I'll say higher. Woohoo, barely. Higher again. Nice. So far I'm winning this game. Lower. Higher. No. And I like to leave the ones I didn't win, I leave them turned over or down, and I lay up the ones I won. Yeah, so I had some excitement earlier today. I work from home, and so I'm working, and my daughter was going to work. She starts screaming at the top of her lungs, freaking out. I go to the front of our door, and I guess a snake, it's kind of cool, there's shade where our door is, and a big old bull snake was laying there, and she had basically almost stepped on it. And that thing did not want to leave. I never try to, I live in the desert, so I never try to kill snakes, because we have a huge mouse problem in the desert. I mean, there's just so many mice. And so I want to keep those snakes out there killing mice. But it was kind of, I had to keep pushing him away, and he kept coiling back towards me, but he eventually got the hint and left. Okay, so 10, so I'll say lower. Okay, so I'm actually glad this happened. So how I do this, and again, there's a million versions of high-low. That doesn't count. They cross themselves out, doesn't count. And then I flip the next one over, and then I make my high-low. So I'll say lower. Nope, should have said higher, that was stupid. 3, so I'll say higher, higher, higher. Woo-hoo. Yeah, I think I am going to switch decks after this. I don't know. It's cool. I do like the designs, even though the king and the jack look alike, but I don't know, I guess I'm just so used to a traditional modern deck. Again, I'm guessing, I mean, the last one looked more like a jack I showed, and this one looks more like a king, so I guess as I'm looking at them more. But if you were just playing with friends, I could see some arguments of them being like, I have a king, no, I have a king. So king, so I'll say lower. Lower again. Higher. And yeah, see as I look at it more, it's definitely a jack. I guess I gotta apologize twice to you, deck. Okay. Two, I'll say higher. Lower. Okay, we're getting done. Oh, you're not supposed to have joke. Okay, there are jokers in this. Okay, so one, so I'll say higher. So again, they're both the same, doesn't count. Then you flip the next. Queen, so I'll say this is lower. Bam. So let's count up. Actually, I don't even need to count, I clearly won. Mine's thicker. But I am going to switch out this deck because I do not like this deck. And I just bought a bunch of decks. I have a lot of new decks coming. I got a bonus at work, so playing cards are pretty cheap, so I was able to get a few cool decks. So in the future I'll be showing them. Let's switch to the French deck. This is it's by a company called Lingo. And I have a Spanish one too. And they have all kinds of languages. French flag in the back. Okay, get out the jokers. Don't use jokers in high-low solitaire. And as I said earlier, this is, definitely a little kid's game. I played it when I was a little kid, I think, at my grandmother's house, so. Good one for the little ones. I figure it's Friday, I don't want to be thinking. See, they have all the lingo decks, depending on what language you got. What's the time, and it gives it to you in French. You might not be able to see it, but underneath the French, it's phonetically spelt out. So it basically tells you, a lot of easy little quick phrases and how to pronounce them. And what's cool is it being in a playing deck is that playing decks are pretty universal. Everyone knows how to play some kind of cards. So a good thing to have for travel. I wonder if Cher called herself Cher because it means expensive in French. Okay, so queen, I'll say lower. I'll say higher. Yeah, that's a loss. Five, I'll say higher. Ooh, barely. Higher. Nope. Parlez-vous. Yeah, they're very cool little cards. That's what I really like about playing cards, is they really are fun, not just to play, but just to collect too. There's just every card thing you can imagine exists out there. I think that's pretty cool. I've got to get a better chair. Okay, so queen, so I'll say lower. Ooh, barely. Lower. Higher. See, 8, those middle ones, like, you're 7 to 10, it's always like a guess. But I'll say higher. And I'll lose. Go. You know, better table, better chair. If anyone ever cares, I'll invest more money into this. Boy, a couple middle ones. Higher. Okay, so again, those match, doesn't count. Just get rid of them. Then you flip the next. I'll say higher. I win those. 6, I'll say higher. Pardon. Looks like the deck is winning this time. Love Zevia soda. It's a healthy, it only has natural flavor, Zevia leaf, and water. Well, and caffeine, because this is like a rip-off. It's Mountain Zevia, so it's like a rip-off Mountain Dew. I like Zevia a lot. Much better for you. It doesn't have anything fake in it. Queen, I'll say it's lower, higher, lower. Shoot, man. I'll say lower. I think I'm definitely losing this one. This will be a nice 3-day weekend. It is 4th of July in the United States, so most people get a 3-day weekend. 8, I'll say lower. Jeez Louise, I'm definitely losing this one. 9, I'll say lower. Higher. Lower. Again, ace is a 1. I think regardless I'm going to lose because there's not enough cards for me to make a comeback. King, I'll say lower. Higher. And since those are both the same, they don't count. So it's the king again, so I'll say lower. And it is. I'll say higher. Shoot. Higher. Nope. But if you were a card counter, this would be real easy. As you can see, I lost big time. I'll play one more game. I can't leave it 1 loss, 1 win. I'll be best out of 3. There's so many cool ones I gotta play. Just one of the new cards I bought. There it is. I have these ones. 1967 trivia and 1977 trivia. And these are cards that have trivia of that year on them, and they're very cool. And I just got 92. Unfortunately, they stopped in 1992, but I was in high school in 92, so I thought it'd be kind of cool to have a deck of those. A little nostalgia. Ooh, I didn't put these back. It's getting very hot out here in the desert. It was nice for a while. We had a lot of rains. It was actually cold. But it is getting hot again. Lower. Okay, definitely higher. Higher. Getting off to a bad start here. I think, speaking of like high-low, and they used to play it in Card Sharks, that game show, wasn't there another card game show. I'll look that up. Why does that sound familiar to me? Playing card game shows. Card Sharks. There's a British one, Play Your Cards Right. I don't know if that's actually... I'm sure it's boring watching me look at a... I thought there were other playing card themed game shows. I'll say lower, higher, 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 lower. Thank you. Lower, man. Lower, higher. Those don't count. Lower. Lower, higher, lower. Higher, higher. I was trying to kind of card count there. I figured haven't seen many kings and stuff lately. Well, again, I think I'm gonna lose this one too. Higher. Gee. Now, if you play a game like this, that's pretty much luck and not, I mean, I guess skill as far as like, if you were an idiot and said lower on ace, which is ace is a 1, there's nothing lower. I guess if you were an idiot, you would say something like that, or a king saying it's going to be lower. I guess it's not really, pretty much a pure luck thing. Like if you played like tons of these, and you always lose more than you win, does that mean you have bad luck? Or is it like statistically anything can work out anyway? I'm rambling. Lower, of course. Higher. Lower. Whew. And that was me kind of card counting, like I said. I knew I hadn't seen a lot of kings and queens. Lower. Higher. Yeah, I have lost, without a doubt. Lower, higher, lower, higher, lower. Yep, I lost again. Oh, that was 2 out of 3. They beat me. Play one game of aces up. I'll use the knots playing card. I always like to show these ones off because I like them. It's super cool 1950s retro cowboy thing. Tony Jokers. So aces up. This is also a very simple solitaire game. And I'm going to play it. There's different versions of this. Like any card game, there's different versions of. On this one, put 4 cards to start. help me if I knew like right where. Yeah, so keep them like giving myself visual cues for playing, keeping it in camera. Okay, so you put your 4 out, and what you want to do is get rid of anything that's lower in the same suit. So that's a king is higher than a 9, so I can get rid of that. These are all different suits, so I can't do anything. So you draw every time you draw 4. And this is one of those games that it is a tad bit. A lot of luck. It's kind of a mechanical game, or so at some points. But in the beginning, that really is when it's skill, because getting these spaces, having a space so you can move stuff around is really important. So like once you do get all the aces up, it is pretty much kind of a mechanical game. Though I am actually, that's more if you're playing straight. You're not letting yourself get rid of some. But I recently been playing a new version where you can get rid of 5 cards, and that kind of puts some skill back into it to know when to take a card out and not wait to the end when it's too late to take them out. You have to kind of use them sparingly throughout the game. So that does actually give it more skill, which I like. So I can get rid of that 2 of hearts because the 3 is higher. And again, this is where you make your decisions. I want to put this ace up here. Then I can get rid of this 3 because the king is higher. It's a king of hearts. I can get rid of that 4 because the ace is higher. And I can put that 5 down. That ace is a cool. Because it shows you how to do different knots. It's a knots playing card. Probably a good one to take hiking, camping. I still feel like it's not great with the. No. Okay, so different suits I got to draw again. It's cool how they're like the queen is like a old-timey Western tavern woman. Okay, all different suits, so I can't do anything. Well, okay, so I'll start with my discard. I'll discard this one, because then the queen is higher than the 5. They're diamonds, so I can get rid of that. And you put the 8 there. King's higher than the 8. Put the knot to 10 there. 10's higher than the 9. Then I can put the queen there. This isn't looking too bad. And get rid of that 9. The 10's higher. The 9 of diamonds. Get rid of the 5 because that 10 is higher. Get rid of the 5 because the queen's higher. Get rid of the 10 because the queen's higher. Yeah, this is looking pretty good. Yeah, and playing it when you don't discard any, it really does make it nearly impossible. I've played that forever and never won it. This is one of my favorite solitaire games to play. I can get rid of that. Oops, the freaking table sucks. Get rid of that 2 because the 3 is higher. Get rid of the 3 because the ace is higher. Get rid of that jack because the ace is higher. That's a cool jack. It's like a lumberjack. Oh, probably lumberjack, haha. Okay, they're all different, so I can't. I could. Okay, so I'm gonna discard another. I'm gonna discard this, so I can put that ace there and get rid of the queen. And as far as again, when you're playing the discard 5 cards, you can't discard aces. You can discard anything but an ace. Okay, 10 is lower. 10 of spades is lower than queen. 4 is lower than ace. Queen is lower than ace. It's probably going to mess me up to play games where ace is lower and then immediately ace is higher. How Maybe on 3. Not yet. I'll draw again. They're all different suits. So I can get rid of that 4 and the 5 because the 10's higher. Get rid of that 7 because the king of spades is higher. Get rid of that 6 because the 10 is higher. Get rid of the 10 because the king's higher. I'm stuck again. I'm going to not use my... I still get rid of 2, but I'm not going to use it yet. And get rid of that 8 because the jack is higher. Okay, I'm going to get buried if I'm not careful here, so I guess I will... I'll go one more. See, I always do this. When I do play, discard 5. I wait too long to start taking stuff out sometimes and I get buried. Okay, get rid of that 2. Ace is higher. Yeah, I got to get rid of something. I'm screwed here. Okay, I can get rid of the 6. Whoops. Okay, I can get rid of the 6 and the 2, because that's higher. Get rid of the king, because the ace is higher. Okay, I'm not doing too bad here. Yeah, I'm going to discard that jack. Oh, whoops, I didn't mean to do that yet. I was going to say I have one more left. I can get rid of that jack, because the ace is higher. Get rid of this jack because the ace is higher. Put the 7 there. Get rid of that king's higher. Put that there because the ace is higher. Get rid of the 8. And you know what? I'm going to use my last. I'm going to get rid of that. It's my last card. So all my aces are high. So now it's just now it's mechanical. I can either win with the cards or I can't. Oh no. Get rid of the 4, the 7's higher. Get rid of the 7, the queen's higher. Get rid of the queen, because the king's higher. Get rid of the 6. Get rid of the 6, because the king's higher. Get rid of the 3, because the king's higher. I'm done. Oh well. Ace is up. The fun game. So I think that's all for today. I'm just trying to kind of put stuff out there, scattershot, and see how it goes. But anyone who watches this in the future,